Okay, so for this assignment, you're going to be making a Lego rocket and you're using no more than 40 bricks total. Okay, so no more than 40. You have to use at least three different colors and no more than five different colors. So I've built my rocket. I don't really know. It doesn't totally look like a rocket, but that's okay. So I've built mine. You'll see I've used five colors. And if I count my bricks, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, so here's what you're going to do. On your next slide, I used 17 bricks total. That's going to become a denominator in all of my fractions, right? Because 17 bricks is my whole. So let's go back and look at my brick color. I have red, blue, white, orange, and yellow. So that'll be my first step. So I have red, blue, white, yellow. Okay, so step one was easy. Remember, the total number of bricks we used is our denominator. Okay, so for all of these fractions that I'm about to do, 17 will be my denominator because I built one whole rocket. All right. And what first color do I have? Red. So let's count my red bricks. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 red bricks. So my fraction would be 6/17. Now, just keeping in mind, if we weren't doing this in uh, Google Slides, we would actually write the fraction this way. Okay. But because we're here in Google Slide Land, we'll do it that way. So 6/17. And blue, how many did I use? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I used 4 out of 17 or 4/17 blue, 3 white. So that would be 3/17 are white. Orange, I had 1, and yellow, I had 3. So 1/17 for orange and 3/17 were yellow. And I can check that if I add the numerators, it should total 17. So 6 plus 4 is 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, right? Because this number represents each red brick, each blue brick, each white brick. And if I add them all together, I should have 17. Okay, so now we need to grab a calculator. And I'm going to grab my calculator right here. Okay, so in order to convert this fraction to a percentage, we need to do numerator always. So it's just a formula. So we're going to do numerator divided by denominator. It's going to give us a decimal. And then we're going to multiply that times 100 to give us our percentage. And because my denominator is 17, I'm expecting I'm going to get some pretty goofy decimals here, but let's look. So numerator is 7 divided by 17 equals 7 divided by 7, not silly me, 6 divided, oh my gosh, Mrs. W. 6 divided by 17 equals, whoa, Nelly. Okay, so this is why we've been doing some rounding of decimals here. So if we go back here, I'm just going to look over, I'm going to round it to the nearest hundredth. Okay, so there's my hundredth, and I can say, who's that knocking on my back door? 5 or more, raise the score. 4 or less, leave that mess. So my hundredths column is highlighted. There we go, right here. And I have a 2 behind it, so that 5 is just going to rest. So for this, I would say it is 3,500, so 0 and 35 times 100. So if I come back over here, I'm going to clear that off, and I'm going to do 0 and 35 hundredths times 100. And winner, winner, chicken dinner, my percentage is 35%. Okay, 35%. Let's do the next one. 4/17. Okay, so we're doing my blue bricks. fraction is 4/17, and it's going to be numerator divided by denominator. So it's going to be 4 divided by 17. Oopsies, wrong thing. 4 divided by 4 divided by 17. And there we go again. Ah, Miss Weirmeyer, there's all these numbers. I don't care. I'm going to round to the nearest hundredth. Okay, so there's my hundredths. Who's that knocking on my back door? 5 or more. Raise the score. So that would change this to 0 and 24 hundredths. I'll just write that in here. So I got 0 and 24 hundredths when I did my nice rounding to the hundredth. And so 0 and 24 times 100. You should notice a pattern starting too. 24 hundredths is the same as 24%. Oh, look at that. Let's do white, which is 3/17. And I want you to notice something on here. I have two that are 3/17, the white and the yellow. So really, I just need to solve this one once because it's going to be the same. It's 3/17. That fraction is the same, so the percentage will end up being the same. So let's do 3 divided by 17 equals, lots of stuff. Okay, no worries. We're going to round to the hundredths column. Who's that knocking on the hundredths back door? It's 6. 5 or more raise the score, so we're going to change that to an 8. So we're going to call this one 18 hundredths. So 0 and 18 hundredths. And oh, I'll just fill this in too. Now, if you notice, 35 hundredths turn to 35%, 24 hundredths turn to 24%, 18 hundredths is going to turn to 18%, and 18%, because again, 3/17 for both white and yellow. Now let's do orange. Calculator, and orange was 1/17. 1 divided by 17. Yet again, we're going to round to the nearest hundredth here. So there's my hundredth column. Who's that knocking on my back door? It's an 8. So we're going to round that to 6 hundredths. So that would be 0, 0, and 0, 6. And if I multiply 6 100ths, 6, oopsies, 0 and 0 hundredths times 100 is going to give me 6. So 6%. 6% there. So that is what you're doing on here. Now you're not going to be drawing on yours. You will be, what we have, 35%. I mean, you can draw on yours. It's a little bit harder. If it was me, I would type it. So this was 35%. We have 24%, 18%, 6%, and this one was 18%, making it some nice friendly numbers for us to read instead of decimal numbers. So that's what you're doing on this assignment. So you need to do the fraction part first, okay? So you're going to figure out what your denominator is. That's why I asked you what's the total number of bricks. Figure out the fraction, and then we're going to take it to the percentage. So remember, to do that, you're going to turn your fraction into a decimal by doing numerator divided by denominator. And then whatever your answer is there times 100. Keeping in mind, if you have something goofy, like let's do, we'll go back to 6 divided by 17. If you have something like this, right, where you have a gazillion digits after, that's not really useful to us. For this one, you may decide you want to round over to the hundredth column, right? So we have 3 is in the tenths, 5 is in the hundredths. You look who's knocking on that back door, and then go from there. I hope this helps you complete this assignment. Good luck, and please ask questions if you have them.